Welcome, YouTube. I'm back. I just wanted to get caught back up with you and talk about some silver again. So, what you see here, well, let me start off by saying that you, the do's and don'ts of silver, if we're talking about silver, you don't want to go with some of these things in these cases. Um, and some things like that. You see the price on that. Uh, this one right here that's marked $8. That's because it's called a numismatic, and it has value outside of its silver value. That's because it's a Carson City. It's clearly a poor example of a Carson City. It's very damaged, as you could see. I just wanted one just so I have one. And I know about numismatics, and I like that type of stuff. And this other is also what you'd call a numismatic as well, because it's a gimmick, really. I mean, it was struck at the West Point Mint. I mean, there's no mint mark on it. I don't know how they know that, but they know it. And yeah, so basically it is worth more than its silver value, but you got to know what you're looking at, and you got to be able to find someone to actually sell it to. A lot of coin stores, if you take it to them, they're not going to give you what it's worth. You got to find someone to sell it to. And, I'm not saying, silver's the best thing to ever invest in. I like it. Um, you're not going to get rich. I mean, maybe one of these days, silver goes to, it pops up into the triple digits, but so far, I can't I can't say I've lost money or anything like that. It's actually a way to store money, and you know, my first 10-ounce bar that I've ever bought, I'm still doing pretty well on it. I bought it for well under $200, and I've seen the value go up to about $400, and so it does pretty well over in the long term. But you're not going to get rich off this stuff. I mean, just say if you got a few hundred or a few thousand ounces of silver and it does reach triple digits, and that's not impossible. It's actually likely that it will happen. I mean, within our lifetimes, I mean, I'm just saying in the next 25 years, it could very well happen. But this stuff is just kind of like insurance. I mean, you buy it, you have it, you hold it. You're not tempted to spend it like you're tempted to spend your $100 bills and all that. So you got it, and if you need to, it's there. It's good insurance. Then you get stuff like this. This, it was really spendy. I bought it. I like Bitcoin, and it's really neat. I mean, the artwork is something else, but the it's not worth buying this type of stuff as an investment. Sure, since I like this and it's something I'm into, I bought it, and I know that I could at least sell it for, and that you got to find a buyer, but I could sell this for what I bought it for. It's no big deal to me, but you got to really know your stuff. I wouldn't call this well, I guess you'd call it a collectible. I don't think you would call it a numismatic. I might be wrong, but it is a cool piece. You gotta admit that is one cool piece. Well, now I've just messed up my camera. There we go. Sorry about the camera wiggling. I'm kind of new to YouTube and don't really know what I'm doing exactly, but I'm getting the hang of it, I guess. So we kind of want to stick with this stuff if you're new to. I won't say investing, but some people like to say it's for prepping and the end of the world, or it's not for that. I mean, I like to say prepping because yeah, just in case something does happen to the lights go out, or it's going to be something you would want to have. Do I expect that to happen? Well, I'm not so sure because we've been warning this US government for a long time. There could be something called a solar flare or a, a magnetic pulse, an electromagnetic pulse, and that could happen at any time. And we've been warning the government, us people out here in this type of woo woo or whatever you want to call it, that their grid is not secure. It can go down. And they could harden the grid. It wouldn't be hard, it wouldn't cost them a whole lot, and it would cost them a whole lot if the grid did go down. So I'm just saying, I have this stuff. It's gonna be. It'll protect you in that situation, and it protects you in other situations, even if the grid doesn't go down. Just say you wreck your car, or something breaks, a transmission goes out. If you got a big pile of this, I mean, you could get your motor replaced, your transmission replaced, and or say the grid does go out. That's yeah. Well, I mean, this is always going to be worth $1 no matter what, but it's very people recognize this stuff, especially this one. I'm not saying silver eagles are the best investment, but people recognize it and people like it. It's all right now as it sits, as silver value sits at like spot price. That's like $25 right there. I mean, so are all these really. If you'd never want to get rid of something like that for $25, but if you had to, you had to. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm going to do some more videos on Bitcoin and stuff since I like that stuff. And that's more of an investing. It's very risky. It's very volatile, and so I just wanted to get a video out there for the day. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. I'd love to hear, read some comments of you guys. Got any questions? Feel free to ask. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching, and hit the like button if you want to.